Hey guys, in this video we are importing an industrial car wash chemical that nobody talks about in the detailing world to show you how to avoid water spots washing in the direct sun in the heat. All right guys, I'm bending down in the garage here because this 5-gallon drum of chemical is really heavy to pick up, but this is a product from Automagic called Easy Beads. I've never actually heard other detailers really talk about this product, but it's because it generally exists inside the industrial kind of automated car wash industry, not necessarily in the detailing industry, but this is what I would call a rinsing aid that allows you and me as detailers to get this kind of water-beating, slick, ceramic-coated surface using a chemical in the direct sun so we don't have a bunch of hard water spots on the paint without having to have something like a DI tank. Now you guys will probably remember another chemical like this that I've used on the channel called Formula 4 Spray Wax that's a little bit more readily available on Amazon, and you can get it in a little bit smaller proportions, namely 1 gallon instead of 5 gallons. But the reason why I'm showing the Easy Beads product is because I want to show you guys in the detailing world that a lot of this stuff is not something we're exposed to, but you can get these different rinsing aid products that are really easily imported from neighboring industries that work really well for detailers in different situations, and that the Formula 4 Spray Wax is not necessarily the most unique product out there, but there are other rinsing aids like I've talked about that exist really with similar formulations for similar purposes. So let's go ahead and get into using this one. So the very first thing I want to do here, guys, is before we wash the car or introduce any soap whatsoever and then put the rinsing aid on the paint like you normally would, I want to put the water directly onto the surface dirt to this unwashed car and show you guys how it sits so that we understand the difference between before and after the rinsing aid. All right guys, so very first thing I'm going to do is rinse this entire side of the car just so that we can get it all wet. I'm not putting any soap on the car whatsoever. I actually want to put the rinsing aid right on top of the dirty paint just to see what it looks like. We're just going to be testing it in all sorts of circumstances and to make sure that it works or doesn't work in any given circumstance. So normally, obviously, I would be washing this car firsthand, but before we do that, I want to take the Easy Beads in my pump sprayer here just to make it easy, and I'm going to spray it all over just like you would if you were at a industrial car wash, an automatic car wash. This is really how it would go. They would be mixing it 300 to 1 with water that they were spraying out, and would be spraying it all over the car. Let's come in and look at what it looks like as it sits on the paint. So I'm gonna come in and show you guys a few different angles here. You can see it looks a little streaky. Obviously there's some product on the paint, right? You can see almost these like little lines that come down. Now let's go ahead and blast this off with the pressure washer to see what happens. You can see the product being blasted off the paint, a little bit of white residue, and check that out. You can see stuff beading up and sheeting off the paint really easily. Look at the glass. This is on top of the dirt, okay? Nothing has happened except for putting the product on the paint. Look at how easily that comes off. You can see that water behavior really sliding off the paint. So this is awesome because what this means is literally spraying the Easy Beads on top of dirty paint, still getting a ton of beading. Check that out. Looks awesome. Works a little bit, let's say, less effectively on these lower rocker panels because those are the dirtiest areas of the car, but still doing an incredible job there. Let's check out the top. Looks great. Come to the fender. Still getting a ton of beading here. Wow, we'll go to the back here, make sure we rinse it off this side, and then I want to go to the roof. Check out those beads, how fast that water pulls off the paint. Looks really good. Let's go to the roof. This is really the dirtiest part of the car for obvious reasons, sits outside constantly, but you guys can see all those beads on the roof here. Really looks so good. Pretty crazy that that happens on top of the dirt. So you guys can see all that's pulling up, starting to run off. Incredible. All right, now I'm gonna be doing a straight up strip wash on this car. So this is a ton of degreaser and just a little bit of car soap here. And I'm gonna rinse this side, make sure I blasted off at least just a little bit. I'm gonna come in with my wash mitt and I'm gonna wash this really quickly. Like I said, this is a straight up strip wash. The reason is because if there's any protection left on the paint whatsoever from anything other testing that we've done, I just wanna strip it off. This is paint that we do a lot of experimentation on, and so it's in really bad condition, and I basically hit it with everything you could possibly think of. So like I said, ton of degreaser in here and a little bit of car soap just to make sure that we strip this car down before I put the chemical on it, because I don't really want any like beading necessarily before we do this test. I want to make sure this is just straight up paint with nothing on it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and blast off this strip solution here, and basically I just want to show you guys the paint so you can see not any beading happening. It's totally just like laying flat on the paint, right? The windows seem to be beating up a little bit, so we won't look so much at the windows as much as the paint on this side. But again, you guys can see after this strip wash, we're just getting water laying totally flat on the paint, not beating up at all. So let's go ahead and spray these easy beads right on top of the paint here. Now I'm spraying the easy beads just like I did before, and I'm actually gonna use a little bit less because ideally, if you're a mobile detailer and you're doing this in real time, you'd be able to do this really, really quickly without a DI tank, because this would kind of serve the purpose of a DI tank, right? That's kind of the point of this video, is how do we really cheaply use some chemicals to avoid water spots in the sun here. So I'm gonna keep it right about there, be done, right? That was super quick, not hard to do. Now let's go ahead and start blasting this off real quickly. You guys can see all that water starting to gather, the difference between just right after the strip wash and now. I'm gonna rinse down this whole side of the car as if I was washing it in the sun as a mobile detailer here, just like this. All right, so I'm drenching it in water. And what I wanna see here is after I rinse, how fast does the water run off the paint? I'll give you guys kind of a back view here. There it is. All those beads starting to pull that water off the paint really, really quickly. You can kind of get in real time how fast that's happening. Now I have a suspicion as we keep looking at this, that part of what might make this happen even faster is if we did a quick soap wash to remove any residue from the degreaser that I used to strip the paint. And if we washed it with a soap, I bet we would see even more beading. Now I want to clip back here to the Formula 4 spray wax after washing the car, what it looks like. So you guys can see the comparison here of easy beads, Formula 4 spray wax. Really the same idea in terms of what the product is designed for. And you guys get a really good side-by-side of just seeing these two products in action together, these industrial car wash products that we generally don't talk about in the detailing world, but importing them into detailing for these specific reasons. So this is what the paint looks like here. You guys can see totally dry, totally dry, totally dry. I've got some drops here that are all beaded up. We'll go on the rest of the paint here. Very good looking beads. Very easy way to avoid using a DI tank and get really awesome results importing these products from the industrial car wash industry here into the detailing industry. How about that? So guys, remember the easy beads are diluted 300 to 1 in like an industrial car wash solution. So you could put this in your foam cannon, you could put it in a pump sprayer just like I did, and I eyeballed it. I literally filled up the pump sprayer all the way to this little lip, the top kind of max fill, and then I added, let's say, just a little splash of the easy beads. So it's very, very dilutable, and of course comes in this huge 5-gallon bin. But guys, this is really the same type of product as something like the Formula 4 spray wax product that's available on Amazon. It's a little bit more readily available, but I want you guys to be able to see different industrial grade products that we normally don't talk about used in a manner like this in the detailing world for guys who are on a budget, who don't yet have the money to do something like a DI tank, how you can chemically avoid water spots. So guys, as always, this product as well as the Formula 4 spray wax on Amazon will be available to you in the YouTube description box below, as well as the pressure washer or the pump sprayer or the different tools that I use in this particular video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video and got value from it, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you can continue to extract some value for your detailing business, or if you're just a hobbyist looking to learn more and improve your weekend warrior skills, this is definitely the place to do it. Hit the subscribe button, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and as always from Luke here at Wilson Auto Detailing, keep working hard, and I'll see you in the next video.